Hey guys, it's Theo and today we're gonna talk about mastering the number one difficult life skill, and that is becoming disciplined. Why is it so hard to be disciplined? Reaching goals, surpassing milestones, breaking records, they all require a measure of discipline that most people find to be difficult to gather. We need motivation to even start thinking about self-discipline. We need that one initial spark to get going. So not only does the right mindset matter, we also need to build long-term habits to stay on track. And let's be honest, giving up and quitting is so damn easy. That's why even though most of us have something they're unhappy with in life, it's easier to just accept it and complain sometimes than to actually go and try to change it. And let's not forget about all those daily things that hold us back. Like coming home to a dirty flat and just knowing that if I wanted to start studying or do something else, I would first need to clean up the mess. There are also a lot of studies that show how alcohol and other drugs, I'm counting smoking in here as well, are not only bad for our health, but also play a major role in becoming and staying disciplined. To become disciplined, you first need to have the right mindset. And that's where the difficulties start. What even is self-discipline and why is it important in life? If you Google the meaning of the word, you get this as one of the results. The word discipline is from the Latin word, meaning instruction and training. It is derived from the word discere, to learn. It's a practice of following set rules and standard behavior. Rules that you made and behavior that you wish to perform. When thinking about discipline, many people think of the military, where orders and rules are made and drilled in the soldier, making them behave a certain way to not get punished. Something you can also see in prisons and in the past in schools as well. The thing with those examples is that if it's not made properly into a habit, former prisoners, for example, won't really stay disciplined outside of prison and usually tend to fall back in their old ways. But why is it important to even become disciplined in the first place? I mean, we're all gonna die one way or another. So does it really matter if I manage to get up in the morning, make my bed every day, follow my routines and stay healthy my whole life? Well, if you want to succeed in life, then yes it is. Because discipline is the major factor in leading a successful and most importantly, meaningful life. Life in its basic form is nothing more than waking up, going to school or work, coming home, eating, going to bed again. At least if you don't make more of it. You need to remember that you are the player of your life game, so you have the control over your decisions. That's why here are my 5 suggestions to develop discipline. One of the most important things is who you want to become and what goals you need to reach there. For that I have 2 ideas that my friend and fellow YouTubers, her links are in the description as well, suggested that she does. Let's start with the counter meditation. So just imagine you would live in a perfect world and anything you want is possible and failure doesn't happen. Now imagine what you would like to be if you could do anything, and make a list of the things you thought of and organize it from top to bottom according to the difficulty each goal or thing has. At the top should be things that you could most likely achieve, and at the bottom are things that you feel like are not so achievable. Now you need a plan on how you're gonna start working towards those goals. As I said before, discipline comes with the right mindset. So if you have something in mind that you want to work towards, it's gonna be much more easy than just saying I'm gonna start jogging every day because I heard that it's gonna be healthy for me. The second thing you want to make are habits. This one is actually pretty difficult to do because us humans are lazy and breaking old habits and making new ones is really difficult. For that you could try out something she calls order suggestion. It contains 2 parts. First, you need to tell yourself what you want to reach in the next 30 days. For that, you can make small reminders around your environment. It doesn't have to be something obvious like a printed sign. As long as you see it regularly and it makes you think of the goals, it's perfectly fine. With that, you continuously tell yourself the thing you want to make true. So the next step will be to actually do it. And don't worry there, at the beginning you won't be making 100%. You will forget or sometimes just be lazy, but as long as you sometimes do them, it will develop over time as a habit eventually. Speaking of habit, you should also try to gain control over the already existing bad habits you made by finding possible substitutes. For example, if you're spending way too much time on social media scrolling through your TikToks or Reels, try limiting that to a certain time in a day and replace it with something else. I had a phase where I stopped using any social media for a while, and believe me or not, it didn't take me that long to find other ways to waste my time. The best outcome will be to change it to something benefiting to your goal. But if you only switch from playing mobile games for hours to reading a book instead, I think that will already be a major improvement. Stop making excuses. In the beginning, you will probably be overflown with motivation, which will eventually decrease. At that point, many people will stop their efforts because they feel like it's not worth trying again or continuing. That's why there are so many people joining gyms in January just to cancel the membership in March again. Just because you didn't stay consistent doesn't make you a failure or that you won't make it at all. At that point, it's important to be honest with yourself and analyze why it is that you fell out of your routine. Was it just not realistic enough? Did you get sick? Whatever it is, you need to ask yourself what happened and how can you prevent it from happening again, by either reducing or changing your way of approach. If you're being honest with yourself, you're more likely to find the real problem than by making an excuse. Stay healthy. Your body is your most valuable asset and you need to make sure that it's working well. Discipline usually drops the moments we don't feel the fittest. Be it after a long workday where all we want is to just lay down and take a nap, or getting a cold and having to spend a whole week resting at home. Getting sick is kind of difficult to prevent if you have a lot of contact with other people. That's why really the only thing you can do is try to improve your immune system to prevent you from catching something serious. Some people swear on supplements, but I would rather recommend you slowly changing your eating habits to become a bit more healthy and get all the nutrition you need that way. Not only will eating healthy and drinking the right amount of water help you stay healthy, but it could also prevent some serious illnesses in the future. It's basically an investment in yourself. Obviously, working out regularly is important as well, but just hitting the gym for no reasons, when you're not really enjoying it, is actually, in my opinion, not the right way to go. Instead, try out some sports in your region that you always wanted to try out. Anything that gets you to move your body for a couple of hours will be benefiting for you in the future. And even more so if you end up finding interesting people or another goal along the way. Reduce stress. Staying healthy is not only an issue about your physical well-being, but also your mental one. Life gets stressful so easily. Some days even make me feel like the whole world is just ganging up on me and trying to top one problem on another. That's why it's important to take on one problem at a time to not feel overwhelmed. And trust me, even the best multitasking mom can't deal with everything at once. So make priorities, change them if needed, and work on one problem at a time. If you do feel stressed, take a step back. Take a break, do some breathing to clear your mind. There's nothing worse than making decisions when you're hot-tempered. If you easily feel overwhelmed or tend to burden yourself with a lot of things, you should, if possible, avoid making decisions on the spot and really consider the best option with either the last amount of loss or the biggest gain. And lastly, don't let other people's problems take control over you. Taking risk is difficult and scary. And such is the thought of giving up something we know to pursue something new. But staying at the same spot and feeling miserable is something you should be more scared of. Nothing will change if you won't make the first step. I hope this video was helpful to give you a little push to try to give your best in your own life. If so, please consider subscribing if you want to follow along and level up your life game together with me. I wish you all a nice week and I'll see you all next Wednesday. Ciao!